Is India really winning on trade with the United States? Trump says yes, pointing to a $45 billion trade deficit. But fresh analyst tells a very different story, one where the US might actually be the bigger winner by a long shot. A new report shows Washington quietly earns up to $85 billion from India every year without it ever showing up in official trade stats. Let's break that down. US President Donald Trump has long claimed that India enjoys unfair trade benefits. He often cites a $45 billion deficit in goods trade as proof, but new findings by the Global Trade Research Initiative challenge that narrative. Their conclusion: the US actually holds a $35 to $40 billion surplus when broader revenue streams are included. This gap, GTRI says, is due to a non merchandise income, money earned outside of goods trade. These hidden streams include education, digital services, financial consulting, intellectual property, defense exports, Hollywood content, global capability centers, or GCCs. All these earnings don't show up in standard trade calculations, but they matter. A major source of US earnings is Indian students. They spend over $25 billion annually in the US. Roughly $15 billion goes toward tuition and $10 billion on living expenses. Top universities like USC, NYU, Purdue, and Northeastern attract tens of thousands of Indian students, each spending between $87,000 to $142,000 per year. This makes higher education one of America's biggest hidden exports. Tech giants like Google, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft rake in $15 to $20 billion annually from India. They earn through ads, cloud storage, app sales, subscriptions, software services, and thanks to light regulations on data and taxation, most of this money flows straight back to the US. Wall Street and top consulting firms earn another $10 to $15 billion annually from India. Think Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, McKinsey, Deloitte, and others. They advise Indian companies on deals, risks, and restructuring. Again, those earnings head back to the US parent companies. US pharmaceutical giants Pfizer, Merck, Johnson & Johnson make $1.5 to $2 billion a year from licensing and royalties in India. American auto firms like Ford and GM earn up to $1.2 billion through service and licensing deals. Hollywood and US streaming platforms, Netflix, Disney, Amazon Prime make another $1 to $1.5 billion from Indian viewers. American multinationals run massive operations out of India through GCCs. Companies like IBM, Cisco, Dell, Walmart employ thousands of Indians in cities like Bengaluru and Hyderabad. These centers generate $15 to $20 billion annually, but most of the value is booked in the US, not in India. Exact numbers are classified, but the US has sold billions in arms and technology to India over the last decade. These deals represent another key source of US revenue. So while Trump points to a $100 billion trade deficit, official data tells another story. In financial year 2025, India exported $86.5 billion in goods to the US and imported $45.3 billion, resulting in a $41 billion surplus for India. In services, India posted a modest $3.2 billion surplus. Total official trade surplus is $44.4 billion in India's favor. So, who really has the upper hand in US India trade? Tell us what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Indian Express on YouTube.